for this wiggle, y'all. Come up here, looking like a Timu Macaulay Culkin. Yo, y'all ready for some more comedy? Come on, y'all ready for some more comedy? Alright, coming to the stage, one of my close friends. You seen him at New York Comedy Club from comics, talking to comics. I fucked it up. That's man, no, I love him dearly. Y'all gonna love him too. Clap it up for my boy, Aaron Rosen!
Oh shit, if he's Timu Macaulay Culkin, I'm Sheehan Clark Kent. That's for goddamn sure. Alright, so now that Terrence has left the room, clap it up if you're racist. No, I'm kidding. I know Tom's River. I know Tom's River. I was born in Lakewood. That's right. Which is why I'm so Jewish. Yeah, no, it's true. My name is Aaron Rosen. It's a super Jewish name. I think it's the most Jewish name, actually. I really do. I do. And people try to argue with me. They're like, Rosen is not the most Jewish name. You got names like Rosenberg, Rosenstein, Rosenthal. I'm like, no, you don't get it. Rosen is the most Jewish because I got the name for half off. I knew Tom's River would like that one. In Jersey City, like, I don't get it. It's so Jewish. Like, my name is so Jewish. If you just like say my name, a house goes for sale. It's true. I'm so Jewish that my favorite food is a bagel with lox and cream cheese. But I'm also so Jewish that I'm too cheap to buy one. I'm like, I'll just have a Danish. Oh man. It's nice to be here, because like I said, Lake was my hometown, born and raised there. My friends came out, my family came out, it was really nice. Yeah, I told my mom I was coming to perform. I was like, do you think you think you can make it? And she's like, well, I don't think you're that funny, but I'll come see you. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's good. Because I'm so Jewish, everyone expects me to be an expert on the whole Israel-Palestine situation. I promise it'll be okay, don't worry. And we're gonna land this plane, it's all right. Don't worry. But like, everyone wants to know my opinion on it, and like, I try my best to stay abreast of what's going on, but it's tough. Like, I'll say this, it was way tougher keeping track and of updates and everything when Joe Biden was president, because every time he would announce what was going on, it was just like the most sad, somber updates, you know? He'd be like, I have terrible news. No. But now that Trump is president, it's a little bit more fun and whimsical when we get the updates, you know? He's like, the other day I spoke with Benjamin Netanyahu. Netanyahu, what a name, Netanyahu. Remember when we went on the net on Yahoo? And that's how we searched for everything. We did. And then we did Ask Jeeves. We asked Jeeves everything and he disappeared. Where did Jeeves go? That's what I want to ask him. But now we do everything with Google. It's all Google. We have Google Docs and Google Sheets and Google Drive. And I love driving. I love the cars, but those new electric ones, they get so hot I feel like Prometheus. And that was a scary movie, I tell you. That was so scary. But not as scary as Aliens. That was really scary. But the scariest aliens are illegal aliens. Thank God you laughed at that. That joke has not been getting a pop lately. Because fuck ICE, that's why. Yeah. I hate them because they besmirched the good, pure name of white people's favorite seasoning. So I gotta try that joke in a less white room and see how that I'm a high school English teacher. Thank you. All right, we love education in Tom's River. Yeah. I've been doing it for, this is my 12th year now, actually. Can you believe that? Yeah. And is anyone in here a teacher, by the way? Any teachers? All right, good, you all made the right career move. No, yeah, I've been doing it, this is my 12th year. It's tough, I complain about the job a lot, but I'm very fortunate. I am. My students, very well behaved, I will say that. In the 12 years I've been teaching, we've only had 2 fights. Can you believe that? 2 fights in 12 years. Yeah, and both of them I won. It's hard being a teacher. It is. It's difficult. You know, there's a lot of things that they warned me about it too. They told me in college, like, hey, just so you know, you're not just going to be a teacher. For these kids, you're a guidance counselor, you're a mentor, you're a father figure, you know? And there's just some hats that I am not prepared to wear at all. You know, I knew I was going to wear a lot of hats, but some of them are just like students will come up to me and they'll just be super vulnerable. They'll be like, Mr. Rosen, I'm kind of feeling suicidal. And I'll be so taken aback. I'm like, whoa, same. Have you looked outside lately? I gotta sell feet pics just to cover the groceries. I feel like they laughed especially hard at that because they sell feet pics. Drop the OnlyFans at the end of the show, ladies. All right, well, just feet. Hell yeah, feetfinder.com. Blow her page up. Let's follow. That's awesome. I have completely ruined her career. It's cool. Great, you're just like me. But yeah, no, teaching, I don't know. It's some things have changed, and I will say some for the better, you know, especially the lingo. Because kids, they speak so differently now than like when for most of us, I feel like you're either around my age or a little older. And I don't know if you remember this or not, but like, if a bully was gonna threaten to beat you up back in the day, it was a little weird, the threats they made, you know? They'd say things like, I'm gonna pound you. Or you're gonna get creamed. My favorite is, I'm gonna snack on that ass. Have you heard that one before? No? Yeah, well, you will tonight. But yeah, no. It's funny too, because I've actually, it's not just like kids in school too. You know, like the other day I was playing Call of Duty, and for those of you who don't know, Call of Duty is an online military shooting video game, right? Where the objective is you gotta run around, pick up guns, shoot, and kill people. It's like America the video game. And if you don't have a gun, the only weapon you can use are your bare hands, your fists, right? And I'm teamed up with this one teenager who's on my team, who's just like the most horrible, toxic kid, so you know he's good at the game. And we're communicating over the headset. I hear him getting into like a little bit of a skirmish. I'm like, hey man, are you all right? Do you need help? He goes, nah, it's cool, it's fine. I'm fisting this guy. And anyone who's not laughing, Google fisting. But make sure you do it incognito. Right. So I asked the kid though, I was like, oh, are you all right? Do you need help? What's going on? And he goes, nah, that's cool, he's fisting me too. I finally told this kid what he was actually saying. Could you imagine like a teenager walking around in middle school, he gets into an argument with someone, he's like, that's it, you and me, the parking lot, 5 o'clock, we're fisting. No, you cannot. Meanwhile, the kid he's trying to fight is like, I'm gonna snack on that ass. I don't know. Kids, there was a big change. Some of you guys said you were parents, right? You with Terrence. There was a big change after the pandemic with the learning abilities. It's a lot tougher now, especially with the way kids write. It's bad. It's really bad. Like they go crazy with the punctuation, you know, the commas, the periods, the semicolons. I try to read their essays, and I swear to God, it just sounds like a straight-up Christopher Walken monologue. I'm reading it, and it's like, the Salem witch trials were a terrible travesty. Many died, mostly innocent. Wow, it's like, how do I grade that? I actually, thank you, I appreciate that. And then it died down. Okay, I actually wrote down, a student, they had to write an essay about the metamorphosis, and I think it's just like so funny how they wrote it, and I'm gonna try my best to read it the way they wrote it, as intended. So, here we go. Oh my God. This is just how it starts. All right. remember, this is the metamorphosis. With the town's problems, I feel as though his confidence at first disapers once the stress and criticisms starts to take over. The narrator shows how stress can take over a person and change them, similarly to the menopause. The plot progresses. Gregos, his name is Gregor, shocked to his decline in life, and that kind goes with the reaction of rejection. In conclusion, the authors use literary techniques, teachniques to explore the relationship between yourself and society. And then in parentheses it says, A+ for effort, please. And then in all caps they wrote, also, I did write this myself. And then in parentheses it says, I'm just that good. Oh, that's great. Yeah. I don't know. I am worried about the work ethic of students. I don't know. I don't know if we're cooked or not. Yeah, clap it up if you think the kids are gonna be okay. Clap. All right. Fuck that. All right. I think they are motivated. I think you just gotta you gotta find the right avenue to motivate them. You know, because I had a student who. I think she wants to work hard to get a good paying job, you know, because she knows, she talks to me a lot, and I'm trying to guide her in the right direction. I had to get a procedure on my back for this back problem I have. I have to get an injection in my spine. And she walks up to me, she's so nice, she goes, hey, Mr. Rosen, how you feeling after those back shots? And I was like, so good. Again, Google. No, I had to get an epidural, and but I told her, she's like, did you have to get an anesthesia? And I was like, yeah. She's like, don't those people who do that make really good money? And I was like, yeah, they actually make bank. And she goes, period. All right, I'm about to put so many bitches to sleep. I was like, you get that bread. But I'm also worried about her too, because like this is the same student who, when I was teaching Romeo and Juliet, just stops me dead in the middle of my lesson. And she goes, Mr. Rosen, do you think that Romeo and Juliet ate ass? I was like, you're really asking the questions that matter. Fun times. In lieu of the recent, well, actually, I'll do this joke first. I feel like I should ease into it. I was trying to do some online shopping the other day, and I was trying to use like those discount codes because teachers, we don't make money, and so I was trying to use the teacher promo discount codes, and there was nothing. There were no codes, but they had a ton of military discount codes, which I think is so unfair. Because I didn't hit the punchline yet, but I love that you're laughing. You're on board. I do. I think it's so unfair that there's so many military discount codes and no teacher discount codes, because I have a way higher chance of getting shot at. That was the payoff we wanted. Yeah! It's my life on the line! Okay. Actually, in light of the recent shooting, which one? My students, they walked up to me and they're like, hey, Mr. Rosen, if there's ever a school shooter, would you like take a bullet for us? And I was like, I'll try, you know, like, I can't make any promises. And like, no, for real, like, think about it. And I really had to think about it for a minute. I was like, ooh, which class am I defending? Because if it's my good class, in a heartbeat, absolutely, without a moment's hesitation. But if it's my bad class, look, if you guys don't deserve a pizza party, I don't know what makes you think you're getting a martyr party. All right. I don't even know why I'm looking at my notes. It's just a penis drawing. Real life is getting a little bit boring for me. It's kind of hard now. All I want to do is get distracted by my phone. It's so bad. Is anyone else having that little crisis? Just me? Okay, cool. But yeah, I'm spending way too much time looking at my phone, and not in the best places either. Like, I'll just be gunning it down the parkway, going 80 miles an hour, playing Call of Duty on my phone. Meanwhile, I have like a 10 kill streak, and then I look at the phone and I only have 2 kills. There we go. Getting older now, that's not fun. I gotta put on my glasses to look at porn. My hair's thinning out a little bit, so now I gotta take the pills. I'm not cool anymore. I never was, but I'm not. The only finesse I have is finasteride, okay? That was for the men, okay? You know what? I like that joke because it's topical. All right. This joke is gonna kill on the hair loss Reddit, all right? I'm just letting you know. Sometimes I talk a little fast and I trip over my words and get my words mixed up. It's not good. Like one time, a friend of mine, I hadn't seen this friend in a while, and he's like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I wanted to say, "How's it going?" But I also wanted to say, "What's happening?" And what I wound up saying is, "How's it happening?" And as I thought about it, I went into a very deep existential crisis. Another time, somebody asked me to take out the garbage, and I did, and they were like, "Thank you." And what I wanted to say was, "You're welcome." What I also wanted to say was, "No problem." You can see where this is going. So what I said was, "Fuck you." I might have Tourette's. One of my after-school things that I used to do was I taught improv. And improv is a lot of fun because you don't know what the other person is going to say. Everything is made up on the spot. And I was doing improv with this student who was super well-behaved. He was like the nicest, sweetest, most well-behaved, respectful kid I've ever worked with. He was just a great kid. And we were doing an improv scene where vampires were attacking a town. He was playing a cop, I was playing a detective. I start the scene, I go, "Hey, what's going on here? Things look pretty bad." And he goes, "Yeah, it's really messed up. These vampires are ruining everything. People are just getting sucked off left and right." And the rules of improv, you gotta yes and, you gotta heighten it. So I was like, "Yeah, this town is bone dry." Okay, I'm gonna shift gears to politics real quick, and I promise I'm not gonna ruffle anyone's feathers. I'm gonna say some. Okay, here's the thing. I heard someone audibly groan as I said. Here's the thing. I feel like regardless of who you voted for, I feel like Trump says some crazy shit. Like okay. So I want to play a game with you where I'm gonna say something, and if you think Trump said it, I want you to clap. Okay? If you don't think he said it, hold your applause. All right? We'll start with a simple one. All right? Here we go. I have a very good brain. I have the biggest brain. I have the best brain, and I know the most words. All right. That's an easy one. All right. Good. How about this one? That wasn't the quote. Folks, we got to get rid of the Secretary of Defense. It's so sad. What we need is the Secretary of Offense, and we got to bomb the hell out of China. Did he get that? He did not say that. He actually did not say that. No, he didn't. Okay, what about this? We're going to have Elon Musk on board. What a great, smart guy. We haven't seen a guy as smart as him since Isaac Neutron. You said that? Clap it up. He fucking said it. Yeah, he said it. He did. Okay. All right, what about this one? Harriet Tubman, she was such an incredible, brave woman when she helped build the Underground Railroad. Oh, fuck, I screwed that up. God damn it. No, sorry. Hold on. Rosa Parks, she was such a tremendous woman when she helped build the Underground Railroad. You think he said that? He actually said that. Yes. No, I'm kidding, but you believe me, which is crazy. All right. I can make fun of Biden if you want. He's funny. All right, I'll just say this real quick. The funniest thing about him was just like, his ad campaign was like pitiful. You know what I mean? It was such a bad way to try and rouse support. I remember the commercials. He was like almost on his deathbed, and he was like, he was like the crip. He was like, "Look, folks, I need you to chip in for the campaign. We've done so many terrific things, like the anyway, we can really use the money." And that was it. That was the whole commercial. Regardless of whatever political aisle you're on, we can all agree, like, I am so sick and tired of seeing these old fossilized fucks running for office, right? Yes. I was talking with a friend, they're like, Biden and Trump have been around since the time the first Apple Macintosh came out, and I was like, the computer or the fruit? How far back are we going? Oh, you guys are fun. This is great. This was a lot of fun. I had another story from whatever, but that... Okay, I'll say this, and then I gotta dip out of here. No, I don't. I have to stay and help close up the show, but... I'm just so used to saying that. I actually used to teach Special Olympics on the weekends. Yes, thank you. I would just play sports with special needs kids and beat them all the time. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. No, I really did. I played sports with special needs kids, and I love working with kids who are on the spectrum because they have no filter. They say whatever is on their mind. And I worked with one kid who always talked about Pokemon all the time. And I wanted to make a connection with him, so I talked about the show Dragon Ball Z. He talked about Pokemon. I was like, all right, let me talk about Dragon Ball Z. And who was nodding? Someone was nodding. You were nodding. Are you a fan of the show? Oh, I thought... She said it in the most deadpan way possible. No. And I don't like that Asian animation. But anyway... I had too much Tylenol when I was a kid, so I like it too. Anyway, I tried to make a connection with this kid, so I talked about the show Dragon Ball Z. And one day, this kid walks out to me. He's like, Coach Aaron, you talk about Dragon Ball Z a lot. And I was just like, yeah, but you always talk about Pokemon. And he's like, yeah, but I'm autistic. What's your excuse? Guys, that's my time. Thank you so much. Keep it going for your moves.
Come on, clap it up to Aaron again, y'all. All right, we about to bring your headliner up. He's the producer of this show. He was on Netflix as a joke, and he has a podcast called Working Class Hoes. Clap it up for my guy, Ed McGowan!
Yeah, what's up, everybody? How you doing? You guys are like, oh, the guy who made me sit up front. How you doing, all right? It's good? How's the show? It's been a good show, right? Give it up for these comics, right? It's been such a fun show. My favorite thing though was when Ryan did all those jokes at the end, and then they all bombed, and then he went and got all the cards back.